Hi everybody. This one is a call to rescue. It was in August of 18. Uh, we got a call to rescue a group of girls from a warehouse. It was not a normal rescue. We hadn't done anything like this before. Um, Warning, at this point it kind of gets a little dark or too graphic for most, so you've been warned. This rescue would be at a great distance, so we would have to see what we could come up with and what was needed, and we were advised that medical would be a priority. We raised what we could, and there was not enough for medical, so we liberated what we needed. This was a rescue that could not wait, so we mobilized all we could, including 2 nurses. We were not able to get a doctor this time. It took 6 hours to travel, and had been advised there would not be much resistance. The team advised me they were in the area and had sent out recon units to gather information to make the best approach. At this point, we were filled in why this was an emergency rescue. The children were in real bad shape. One of the recon had found a deep pit dug out recently. There were other mounds near the backhoe, or near and a backhoe off to the side. It appeared to be a body dumping ground. At this point, there was a loud silence. I had G.I. Jane in charge, and she was up for it. She looked into the phone and said, "Orders, sir." Her eyes were hollow, and I asked what she had at this point. She paused for a moment and began to hit all the points. I could tell she was off for a moment. Then, like a soldier, she was back on it. There were only 3 guards, all unarmed in total. There were no neighbors or roads near the location. One of the recons was able to get a head count of 23 girls. Only one active, and she seemed a little off. Adding all the information up, it was the best guess that it was a dumping ground. After we have control, we will interrogate the guards. The team was what we would call full staff, and we had several Buddhist nuns there to take charge of the kids and would work with the nurses. There are no hospitals in the area, so we are on our own and must rely on some temples that are not close. There was no need to wait for dark. We could take the guards out quick and quiet, then let the nuns loose to gather the girls. We would take all the standard precautions on exit, and the only unknowns were the conditions of the kids, but we knew that they were in bad shape. All would be taken directly to the temples because of the remote area and the time it would take to get there, for the time it would take to get there. This is one time the rescue would be the easy part. Under normal circumstances, we would not go in without more information, but this one was difficult. I launched the operations to report any activity outside the target, and there was none. I gave a captain the go, and she moved everyone at the same time in stealth, and quickly took out the guards, and then stood down and called the nuns to do their thing. The only resistance from the girls was the one I identified as off. From the phone I could see almost no movement from the pile of girls. It was very silent for a while. Then the nuns notified the captain that we needed to move now. The smell was really bad as the soldiers approached. The captain told me, look, as she showed me on camera what we got involved with. She showed me 3 nuns trying to handle the one that was off. She was out of control. I saw all the kids with rags for clothes, blood-soaked, and saw cuts and scars, and something I had not seen before. Some of the little girls had nails in their skulls. Enough said about that. They were all very sick, and only two could talk, two could walk. It did not seem that any could I'll skip that. We removed all with caution as quick as we could. No changes in our plans except to try to find doctors to meet with us at the temples. Some of the team stayed behind and interrogated the guards. We were open to talk under our control, or they were open to talk under our control. They were part of a number of businesses. They get paid to remove girls from brothels that are no longer of use or able to be sold or to the harvesters. They bring them to these locations like this far removed and placed in a pit they dig, then bury most still alive but unable to move and are about to die, like the ones we just captured. The guards were set free to spread the word the quest was coming for them. The building was torched and the pit was filled. Then the backhoe was exploded. Don't know how that happened. There were no authorities to tell this about, but word was passed, to the alphabet soup. They made it to the temple and set up safety zone, and the girls were beginning to get care. One did not make it to the temple. She passed on the way, and her name was Mimi. She would get a proper cremation and ceremony. One was without mind and needed special care. So she would be taken to Vietnam to one of our locations that could care for her for the rest of her life. The others needed a lot of medical care and were touch and go for a few weeks. These kids really are resilient and unbelievable. They were so well taken care of by the nuns and several followers of the temple. The kids were told about where they would go and learn in school, eat many times a day, and have duties and make many friends. The captain collected 3 guess what ones to go specifically to our quest soldier-owned orphanage. She would come back with some other team members to transport them there personally when they were healed enough. So 22 made it to live on in a human way and was reclaimed by the soil, and one was reclaimed by the soil as honored and loved. Please pray for this crime against humanity to end, and if allowed, let the quest lead the way. We have a grand total at this point of 1,025. Thank you and blessings.